Well, hello, movie lovers. It's your girl Rossie, and I'm back with another review. This week, guys, we're going to review the Showtime series Let the Right One In. So let's get going. Sorry, guys. So, hello. I hope everyone had a good week so far and a nice weekend. It's your girl Rossie, and we're going to review the Showtime series Let the Right One In. So, let me read a synopsis, okay? So, Let the Right One In. It's life forever changed for Mark and his daughter Eleanor. 10 years ago, when she became a vampire, forever on the run, however, on the hunt, they have returned home at last to New York City in a desperate bid to find a cure. Others are drawn to their nightmare, are drawn into their nightmare. A close friend from the past with everything to lose, a homicide detective raising her son alone, and an heiress to a pharmaceutical empire trying to save their infected brother. Terrifying and deeply human, this story asks, how far will we go to give new life to those we love? All right. So I started this series a few nights ago, and I will admit I'm a little ahead. I really liked it. The story takes place in New York. We opened the story. We're at this, it looks like a mansion, maybe on an island. And it's this young boy who's standing outside, I guess, with his father. And his father tells him, get ready, you're about to see the sunrise for the first time in, I guess, a few years since he's been able to see the sunshine, all right, the sunrise. So as the sun starts to rise, the kid looks back at his dad. He's really excited and happy. We know that this is a vampire film, okay, a series. Anyways, all of a sudden, as the sunrise, the kid looks up at the sun. I love how the effects show the sunrise in the eyes of the young kid. And all of a sudden, his arm starts to smoke and he catches fire. And his dad is standing there looking, and our story begins. So we meet our lead character, Mark. He's on a train. And with him is, he has this, I guess he didn't check his bags, because what he has with him is this big, like, suitcase or box, okay? And it's sitting right next to him in his seat. Anyways, there's a cute little girl that comes over and with her mom, and she wants to sell him cookies, I guess Girl Scout cookies. He's a really nice guy. He goes ahead and asks the young lady, which one's your favorite? She tells him, and says if it's okay with your mom, I want to buy these for you. So he buys the cookies for the little girl. The mother assumes, as, I guess many will assume, he must be a father. He's really nice, gentle. It seems like a really nice guy. Okay. Anyways, as he's sitting there, though, there's sounds coming from this, like a foot locker, actually. There's sounds coming from it, scratching, coming from the foot locker. And all of a sudden he does this little tap. It's kind of like Morse code, a little couple of taps, and, and then, we don't see him anymore at that point. All right. We then start at an apartment complex with a couple of our other characters that you'll get to know. We have, let's see. First of all, the cast. This series was directed by Seth Mann. I wanted to let you all know. Our cast consists of Demian Bichir. He plays Mark Kane. Annika Noni Rose. She plays Naomi Cole. We have Madison Taylor Baez. She plays Eleanor Kane. We have Kevin Carroll, who plays Zeke. Ian Foreman, who plays Isaiah Cole. Okay, so we get to meet Isaiah and his mom. It's a school day. Isaiah's getting ready for school. He comes out of the room. We get to take note of his personality. He's so cute. He comes out in his little suit jacket, and it has many different pockets in it. And he's like ready to go. And mom's like, I don't want you to wear that. You're making yourself a target. Why, and that word alone just poor Isaiah, it's like, I get it. It's okay. I'll go change. So we find out that Isaiah loves magic. He's one of a kind kid, okay? Just a sweet kid, walking to the beat of his own drum, I guess we would say. His mother, we find out, is a divorced mom. She's a detective, and on their way out to her taking Isaiah to school, we then meet Mark again. And he has that footlocker with him. He's dragging it, to his apartment. That's when he meets Isaiah's mom, Naomi. She offers help, He's like, no, I got it. My apartment's right here. I'm good. By the way, my name's Mark. By this time, Isaiah's out. Isaiah, says, hi, Mr. Mark. And so we meet the new neighbor of, the new neighbor to Naomi and Isaiah. Anyways, Isaiah and mom leaves out. We then get to meet Isaiah's dad, who just, appears out of the blue and wants to see his son. We find out that dad has some issues, drinking problem. He doesn't come around a lot. So mom, of course, is really protective over him, just entering Isaiah's life and exiting Isaiah's life. Dad's letting her know, I've been in, I guess 12-step program. I'm doing good. I haven't been drinking, whatever his issue is. He's letting her know I'm better now. I'm going to do better now. So, as we, get to see a little bit of their relationship, because Isaiah's mom then takes, dad to the side and lets, dad know, listen, I'm not going to do this anymore with you. You either be in his life permanently or you don't be in his life. At that same time, Isaiah's in the car and he's just kind of sitting there waiting for mom and dad to finish up. And he looks up and Mark is upstairs in the apartment looking at the scene that's going on outside. Isaiah kind of sees him and kind of has this weird kind of what's up with that? Why is he staring down at us? And, we head up to the apartment where we get to meet more about Mark, and whatever's going on with him and that footlocker. So we go into the apartment and, Mark comes back from the window because remember he's peering down at Isaiah and the scene that's going on outside. He comes back we're in the apartment. He comes back from the window and you see this footlocker kind of open up, and these little hands are slowly opening up. Dad kind of looks, and when he looks, he goes in the kitchen, hurries up, he grabs this bucket, milk carton, he rolls up his sleeve. When he rolls up his sleeves, guys, when you watch this, notice his arm. It's been all cut up, okay? So he cuts his arm with the butcher knife, and he, lets his blood flow into the milk carton, and all of a sudden you see this little girl standing there, and she's eagerly, just like she hasn't eaten in forever, and she's drinking, or haven't had a drink in forever anyways. She's drinking the milk carton of blood. And there we go. There it is, basically. Eleanor is a vampire. We don't know at this point why, how, when, whatever. We know this is going on, and obviously dad has been providing her with blood, okay? And just a side note, this is them coming back into New York, where they're from. They've been on the run, like I read in a synopsis. They've been moving around a lot. They can't stay in one place for a long time, obviously, because of the situation that Eleanor's in. She's a vampire. Anyways, so after that, she's walking around the apartment. She's, noticing the big screen TV, and, she mentions to him, we have a lot of stuff. How are we going to be able to pack up fast when we have to leave? And he lets her know, no, we're going to be here. This is our home. We're not leaving again. We're not going to run. And so she's kind of, Not sure if that's true, but wanting that to be true because obviously they've been on the run and she just wants to be a normal girl. Anyways, he takes her to the bathroom. He lets her, he asks her, what do you think about it? What's different? And she looks around and she's like, well, I have my own bathroom. And he's like, but what's different in this bathroom? And she's like, there's no windows. So she has this huge bathroom that's, hers. She sleeps in the bathtub. We'll find out later. So she doesn't have to worry about the sunlight. Okay. So from there, we move on. We get to know a little bit more, obviously, about the father and his daughter Eleanor. Dad leaves out. He goes to this restaurant, and he shows up, and there we meet Zeke. And Zeke and Mark are like brothers. They're best friends. From what you get from that conversation, he greets Zeke with, hey, brother, how you doing? And Zeke's kind of taken back. What are you doing here? He then asks, is Eleanor still the same? So at that point, we realize, okay, Zeke knows about what happened to Eleanor. And, Mark is like, yeah, she's still the same. I haven't been able to find a cure, because that's what he's looking for, is he's looking for a cure for Eleanor. Anyway, he shows up at Zeke. Zeke's like, what do you need? Money? What is it? And he's like, no, I need a job. I'm back in town now. I just need a job. I'll be a busboy. I'll wash dishes, just, whatever. Anyway, Zeke's like, a little hesitant because, he doesn't want to be involved with whatever Mark has going on. He has a lot to lose. Okay. So anyways, of course, he's going to give him a job. He introduces Mark to the head cook chef at the restaurant. And there we find out that this used to be Mark's restaurant. He helped open this restaurant with Zeke. Okay. So we find that out. Anyways, the chef decides to give Mark a chance. So there we have it. Mark has a job. So now he's, can afford to take care of he and Ellie. Later on, we find out that Eleanor loves the planetarium. She loves the stars, the planets, Hubble, all that. She loves that. So he decides to take her out late that night into New York City and takes her to this planetarium museum. And she walks in, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The stars are lit up, the Hubble telescope, all of that. And she's liking this. She's liking this normality to her life. They're back home. And I really like this scene. I like the shot of New York City downtown. It's absolutely beautiful. There is a scene where Eleanor asks her dad, can I go up there? Can I do it? And he tells her to wait. And we're wondering, what is it that he wants her to do, or that she wants to do? And she wants to climb the building. She wants to go to the top, because remember, as a vampire, you have superhuman strength, skills. You can climb. You can do all of that. Okay. And so he's like, wait. He goes out on the street, looks around, makes sure no one's there, and he tells her to go for it. So she, it's awesome that you see her climb this skyscraper all the way up to the top. She gets on the top of the building, and she's kind of perched there. A lot of times you'll notice that she's perched in a tree, perched somewhere in her home, it kind of like a gargoyle in a sense. So just a second, guys. Anyways, so she's up there, and she's in awe of how beautiful it is up there, and all of a sudden she sees her dad, and her dad is kind of focused on this guy. This guy walks by, everything's fine. He's in a hoodie, but there's broken glass on the ground, and he walks right over it, barefoot, right? Bare feet. Dad takes notice, because what the hell's going on? So he starts to follow this guy. Okay. He follows this guy. The guy notices that he's following him. The guy looks back, and these eyes of his are like nickel colored eyes that light up. Okay. And so what do we have here? Okay. So dad goes after the guy. There we go. Okay, make sure my audio's fixed. Okay, or my video. Anyways, so dad takes after him, and he goes after him because he noticed that there's something odd about this guy. Remember, he's on a look for a cure for his daughter, Eleanor, okay? So he follows him into a tunnel. They get into a scuffle. Dad's losing this fight. The guy's damn near choking him out. All of a sudden, you see this little person swiftly jump on the guy, throw him down. It's Eleanor helping her dad out, and she screams, "Dad, come help me." So they get the guy, put the mask on him, knocks the guy out. And Eleanor's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And dad's like, because he could be like you. So dad's checking, the guy's teeth to see if he has fangs. And Eleanor's like, I thought we were done with this, he's not like me. And so they have about 20 minutes before the guy wakes up. So, the dad's, Mark, is checking a guy, checks his pockets, grabs a cell phone, and an incoming message from unknown comes in at 8:06, okay? At 8:06, the message comes in from an unknown person. They take the phone and, well, they don't just leave, actually. Eleanor gets these deep growling pains in her stomach. When you hear that growling pain, it's time for her to feed again. She's really hungry. They've already knocked the guy out, so dad goes ahead. We got to get you home, so we can feed you. And he goes ahead, and you already got the guy there, cuts his wrist, allows Eleanor to feed. As soon as Eleanor starts to feed on this guy, she jumps back. She's like, "Ooh." Mark's like, "What?" And she's like, "I can't drink his blood. It's poison. Something's wrong with it." Okay, so there's something in this guy's blood, and Eleanor can taste it. Eleanor's like, I've never tasted that before. It's something different, okay? So we then they end up leaving, and then we are at Zeke's mom's house, or not Zeke's mom's house, my bad, guys. We're at Isaiah's house with his mom, and dad's having dinner that night with him. So Isaiah's pretty happy, and dad's asking him about any new magic tricks. As they're sitting there talking, mom gets up, and Isaiah's talking to his dad about magic tricks and all that. And all of a sudden, 8:06, dad's like, "Oh, I gotta go." It shows dad's phone. You see it. And it's a message that comes in at 8:06 from unknown. So, what's up with that, right? Okay, so dad's like, "I gotta go. I gotta take care of some business." Mom's kind of, looking at, dad from the kitchen. Remember, they're divorced, Naomi, and the father is divorced. And Isaiah has a talent show coming up. This is a big part of the story here, guys. You'll find out. But anyways, he has a talent show coming. He wants his dad to come to his talent show the next night. Dad's like, "I'm going to be there. Here's a lucky quarter for you. I want you to keep that." And so there we have it. Our next scene, you have Eleanor and dad on the way home. Eleanor is upset. Her and dad are arguing because she wants her dad to stop thinking that everyone's like her. Stop trying to find them. Like, can't we just be normal? I'll probably always be like this. We have to accept it. And the dad just gets upset and, no, I'm not going to accept it. That's not you. You're not like that. And so they have this major scene on the sidewalk and arguing about this. Eleanor just wants to be a normal kid, and dad wants to find a cure. So, obviously him seeing that guy, there's something up with that, right? So he has Eleanor, just go home. I'll be there later. Just go home. Dad has the phone. He, I guess he kind of contacts whoever is calling this guy that they found that had the poison blood, wanting to meet up with who this person is, right? So he goes, meets up with this guy, and guess who we see? We see Isaiah's dad at the corner. So, and remember, at this time, Mark doesn't know anything about Isaiah, his family at this point. So he doesn't know that, but we know. So what's up with Isaiah's dad? Like, what kind of business is he partaking in Late at night, like on the, the industrial side of New York City, anyways, Mark ends up talking to him. Dude's like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to, talk with you right now. And, Mark's like, basically, yeah, we're going to talk. He ends up taking control of Isaiah's dad, ties him up, takes him to a chair, and wants to know. And at the same point, he took out there's something Isaiah's dad had in his pocket. It was like a little pill, this gold, capsule. And he wants to know, what do you know about this guy? What do you know about this capsule? What is this? I found this in your pocket. What is it? And he's like, I don't know what it is. I met these people in my AA class. I'm just trying to make some extra money. They want me to do some things for them. That's all I know. And, Mark's like, no, I want some more, tell me more. And he ends up saying that basically this drug is when people take it, they get extra human strength, superhuman strength. They can go through walls, run faster, climb, all this stuff happens. But the come down off of this pill is if you're in the sun and are exposed, you burn up. So that leads us back to, we're going to meet Claire, actually, and Claire is a scientist. She gets a phone call somewhere in the series. She gets a phone call. It comes up, Dad. She has this look of, like she can't stand him. Okay, so we have an issue there. She picks up the phone. Dad wants her to give up everything she's doing as far as being a scientist, come back home. I need you. She's like, Dad, I'm not giving everything up. I worked hard for what I got. It's not that easy. He's like, Claire, I'm dying. So Claire ends up going home. And Claire's story is this. She's a pharmaceutical heir. Her dad is well known as creating all these drugs, some that can hurt people. And that's what Claire has a problem with her dad about, is that he's created some medications that can harm people. And when he found out that it is harmful to people, he continued to endorse this medication. So she has no respect for her dad. Anyway, she ends up going back home. We meet Matthew, who is who will become a big part of our story. He's the caretaker for Claire's dad. Claire's at home, huge mansion, beautiful mansion. Okay. She has a brother named Peter. Okay. And from what she knows, from what her dad told her, Peter, her brother, died during a hunting accident. He was mauled by a bear. She went to the funeral, closed casket, all that. Dad informs her that was a lie. That never happened. He was bitten by something, and I've been studying for years to figure out how I can cure him. So that goes back to the first scene, the opening scene that we see with the boy outside in the snow. First sunset burns up. This is that kid. This is Peter, who Claire thinks has been dead for years. She goes into this room. There laying on the bed is that kid, Peter. He is burnt from head to toe, body, skin melted, all of that, but he's still alive. The reason why Dad wants her home is he wants Claire to take over his studies, because he is dying, and he needs and wants to find a cure for Peter. So Claire's not too happy about this. She absolutely hates her dad. They have this argument where she ends up letting us know, the viewers know, everything her dad has done. The mother ran off, left the kids with the dad, and he was just, give them anything that they want. Obviously, they're rich, but not what they need, not being a father, not having morals, right? So anyways, that was, to find out that you thought your brother was dead. Let's just ponder on that. For years, you thought your brother was dead. You went to a funeral, and your dad has you believe this, has you think that you buried your little brother, and come to find out it was your father's fault, because if not for him, this kid would not have caught fire, because of some pill that he took, or whatever the experiments that the dad did with the boy. Obviously it did not work because he's in bed, caught fire. Anyways, guys, I really, really, so far, I like this season, episode 1. And remember, this is season 1, episode 1 of Let the Right One In. The way that the series was shot, it kind of reminds you of the film, the courtyard where Isaiah ends up meeting Eleanor one night. Isaiah goes outside. The courtyard, if you've seen the film, it looks exactly like the film. And I really appreciate that, because it's like, okay, I feel like I'm at home. I know where I am. I remember this scene. I remember that the kids met up in this courtyard. But earlier on in the series, Eleanor does meet Isaiah. She leaves out one night, that night that her father told her to go back to the apartment. He's going to go and check up on some things. She went out that night, and it's so cool how it's done, because she runs really fast and she climbs up in a tree. I love the graphics, how that's done. And she's just perched up in a tree like a, what do you call them? Oh gosh, I just said it earlier. Anyway, she's perched up in a tree. Out comes little Isaiah, cute and all. And I love this scene because, he's looking up at Eleanor. She has no shoes on, and he's like, "Hi, aren't you cold?" And she's like, because it's snowy out, it's winter. She's like, "I don't get cold." And he's like, well, they end up talking, and there's a certain part in the scene where he hears her stomach growl, because remember, she's hungry. He hears her stomach growl, and he's like, "Wow, you sound like you're hungry." And he pulls out a Snickers, offers it to her, and she's like, "I can't eat chocolate." And he's like, "Oh, that's horrible. That's so horrible. You can't have chocolate." And she's like, "Eat it for me." And he's like, and she's like, "It's okay." And he's like, "No, that's okay." So he opens it up and he takes a bite of the Snickers, and the look on his face, it's like, this is so good. And that's the first time they met each other, okay? And they didn't give each other's name, because there's a scene where Eleanor is told by her father, just don't give anyone your name. We want to, be on the low here, okay? We just want to blend in, all right? Anyways, towards the end of episode 1, I do want to talk about this scene that matters, okay? While Dad is with, Mark is with Isaiah's dad, taped up to the chair, he's pleading for his life, and he hits Mark with, "I have a little boy. Don't you have kids?" And you see that the look on Mark's face is he does not want to do this. He really doesn't. And he the dude hits him in the heart with, "Don't you have kids?" Because we know Mark has kids, okay, has a kid. And he's pleading for his life. And then all of a sudden, he takes the knife that's in his hand and freaking slits Isaiah's dad's throat. Takes the carton, fills up the blood, goes home, and he feeds Ellie. Ellie gets her blood, what she needs. And you see Mark in the bathroom. Eleanor is in her bathtub, sleep. He's sitting on the side of the bathtub, covers her up with her blanket. Blood is still on her mouth from the feed that she had earlier. He wipes her mouth. It goes off. And I am looking forward and can't wait to see episode 2. I think this is going to be a good one, guys. I think that you guys will enjoy this series. I don't know how many episodes is in the season. I think maybe 10. But so far, so good. I love how everything is shot. I really like the characters so far. You really get to know the characters. And a side note, with all this going on, remember, Naomi, Isaiah's mom, is a detective. And through the midst of all this, there is a body that had been found towards the beginning of the series, and the body's absolutely mutilated. And we'll find out more about that. So all that's going on in this world of Let the Right One In. And next week on Wednesday, we're going to, well, actually, guys, not next week. I'm actually going to be gone on the 9th. The week after the 9th, we'll come back and we'll review episode 2 of Let the Right One In. That was directed by Seth Mann. This is from the 2008 film, Let the Right One In. It's a Swedish film. It was also an award-winning novel that was written in 2005 by John Avida Lindquist. And I'm probably saying his middle name wrong, but that was his debut novel, was Let the Right One In, and it was a winner. Okay, so so far I'm liking what they did. I'm liking the fact that if you saw the movie, you can you see parts of the movie, you know, throughout the series, and I really like that, especially important parts. So we'll find out more about our cast of people in Let the Right One In, and I hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. And this is episode 5, guys, of Rossie Talks. Okay, I look forward to doing this every Wednesday. I'm so excited, and I hope that you all subscribe. Please leave a comment. Also, we have awesome merch right here. I have our Movie Lovers Unite Happy Halloween sweater. You can get that, all of our merch, in the description of the video. Also, don't forget about my guys, A-Town Alex with Alex Haynes reviews. We have Charlie Widman. We have John DeGregorio, who is the guy that started it all for us, okay? And continue to check them out. Continue to like and subscribe, and hit us up at movieloversunite@gmail.com. And also, if you want to give me movie ideas, things to review, or just get in contact with us, you can hit me up at rossietalks@gmail.com. And it's been great, and look forward to hanging out with you all the week after next Wednesday. All right, guys, thank you so much. And thanks for always being patient, okay? There's always something going on. It's live. It happens. But I appreciate your patience with me. Thank you very much.